Yes.
I've listened to it a couple of times in the car, but have not gotten
I
to.
got through some of, I don't know, I'm chapter 4, chapter 5. I don't know where I'm at. Something. I've started
Okay.
it a couple times. I've gone through the first 3 chapters twice now as well.
That's epic. All right. No, I just getting a feel. There's no judgment here. Just
Yeah.
literally just getting a feel where we're
But
at.
actually, I got the Audible program down now, so that's a good thing. It's resonating with my technology. So
That's awesome. Okay.
that's a good thing.
Dang it.
You didn't print.
No, I meant to leave you one, honey.
Oh,
Can you print one?
I could print one.
All right. Because
All
you're
right,
gonna
you
need it.
usually put it up on the screen, right? Or
I
what?
know this is different.
Oh,
I need you to like while we're talking, like have you print it.
okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just sort of pull this up. Oh my God, I do so many of these documents a day. It's ridiculous.
Because you like
So,
to give worksheets.
huh?
I said it's because you like to give worksheets to
I
people.
do.
it's his dad, documents a day, DAD. Got it? His dadisms.
Oh my God. So luckily you're home and can have access to a printer. I literally was going to I remember saying to myself, I need to leave one for Jaina. Like legit. Oh, where are you? Okay, so that's you making sure, like, Ah, ay, ay, ay. Recents. Druid path. Perfect. Right. Same copy. All right, so you should have that like now.
There it is. Okay. Un
All right,
momento. I'll print it.
perfect. So that's her chart. What is going on here?
Okay. I'm printing, and then I'll go get it. I'll let you guys look at Tonks snoozing.
Snoozing.
I don't know if you can see her snoozing
Gosh.
here.
Aw, yep.
Last night, what it was going on last night?
What do you mean?
She tore apart that thing. She never tears apart things.
I know. I think she saw the hole and was trying to get into it because she likes to burrow under blankets. I think that's what happened, but I'm not entirely.
Nothing coming out or something?
She has a dog bed.
Uh-huh.
Luckily, I got the precog to get her a new one
Okay.
because I just had some.
Yeah.
And I literally just set it up on top her old one because it
Uh-huh.
still was okay.
Right.
I just felt like she needed a memory foam one or something.
Okay.
And so got her the king one and then put the other one on top of it. She has not been going near any of them. And finally, I lay on it and she sees that, ooh, it's pretty darn comfy
Yeah.
with both of them layered.
Yeah.
And then last night, she freaking like, I'm like, I'm asleep. Like, I
Yeah.
actually fall asleep. I finally flip and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And honey, like, she's
It was
like,
literally like 30 seconds after we had gotten up and we're going to bed. I start
Oh,
hearing her ruffling something.
oh my gosh.
yeah, like the whole thing was all over the place. I'm like, how in 30 seconds?
Explosion. Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I like it started printing off the text messages for some reason. I don't
You
understand.
just click the document.
Mayday.
I know. I clicked on the
Mayday,
document and I
Mayday,
hit print.
Mayday. It is the day in May, the first day in May. We'll all
Okay,
be
now it should be 11 pages, baby. Really?
I'm
I love
thinking,
you. I told you.
she's like, okay.
Yes, but they're back and forth. like make sure that they go back and forth.
Remember, I've had issues with that setting on mine.
Meaning both sides.
From your phone, it should be different.
I'm on my computer.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, do you want a regular one?
No, it's printing. It's fine. Like, it'll be fine.
Okay, well, don't tell me about it then. Let me not know if it like. All right, we're moving forward.
All right.
Welcome to the Mystery School Book Club. The John, apparently.
Don't make me go there. You're gonna know it's all about the poop, you know.
I knew it.
But I'll pop.
We're focusing on the title of The Druid Path by John Michael Greer. So I prepared some questions as well as I'd like to take you through what we have here. We have a personal practice and reflection as stuff that you can do on your own, journaling, ritual, intention work. I did that in reverse order, whatever.
Okay.
And then also,
Oh, this is cool.
yeah, like it's like I am gonna put it up here too, if I can. But in order to write on it, you need it. So, we also have the a little quiz. So, are you on the Druid path? Fun quiz, which we can take here right now because it's pretty darn simple. And then the Druid Path Personal Reflection Companion. So this is a really good one. I prepared them separately so that it's, and essentially you'll be able to kind of like work with this energy. What does it mean to be a druid? What does that mean in this day and age? And so we have questions associated with that as well. But then I have another little surprise in here. Crafting your own druid ritual. Like, what does that look like? How do you do that? And also like, what is that for you personally? And then we have at the very end, well, it was so funny because I'm looking at this page right here where it's like, do you like having like the wheel of the year? And I was like, oh my God, you know what? Today's May 1st.
It is.
It's Beltane.
I mean, you said it at the beginning of the day when you said May Day. It's like, oh my gosh,
And-
this is so fantastic.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I literally was like, well, one of the customary things as a druid is for these 7 particular times of the year, these, for like a pagan or Wiccan druid, because there's different types,
Right. Right.
they would celebrate Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Litha. I can never remember how to spell that name. Lusa, Lansin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, llamas. That's the other word for it.
Oh,
llamas.
yeah, llamas.
I'm gonna
Llama?
put that on there.
Like the llama.
Like, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Lamas.
Okay.
Llamas. And then there's Maven. And then Samhain, which a lot of people say Samhain. It's not Samhain. It's Samhain. These are Welsh words. And Yule. And so what are we focusing like today specifically is fertility, passion, life force energy, because what's happening is we're going into like the heart of the spring, right?
Yes.
Because it's Taurus.
Yes.
And this is the type of stuff we're going to be learning about in our solar magic class,
Okay.
like calendar magic class.
Okay.
This is this. And I'm going to go through all different cultures. But so when we look at the Beltane Druid Ritual Guide, this is a perfect thing to do tonight, guys. and within this energy is we're celebrating fertility, fire, and sacred union.
Love it.
Element is fire. Themes are passion, life force, blossoming connection. And about Beltane. Beltane marks the height of spring and the threshold into summer. It is a celebration of fertility, sensuality, blossoming potential, and the sacred union of earth and sky. Traditionally honored with fire, flowers, dancing, and offerings to nature spirits. This is a potent time to stoke your inner fire and honor the beauty of life. So there's a whole thing there. I mean, I'm tempted to just do the freaking ritual. But I did prepare some questions and stuff for us to truly understand this energy. So you want to start with the quiz?
Yeah,
Because like, why not?
why not? I've seen the quiz.
It's like
pretty
really
good.
simple. It's 4 questions.
Yeah.
So I'll read them out loud so it makes it easier and we can just mark them.
Okay.
You see a grove of trees and think about the spirits that might live there. Snap a photo or walk by without noticing. When you hear thunder, you feel connected to an ancient power. Think, I hope it doesn't rain. Close your windows.
Yeah.
You celebrate the seasons by honoring solstices and equinoxes, wearing themed outfits, checking the weather app. Which best describes your spiritual outlook? Nature is sacred and teaches me. I'm open to spiritual ideas. I haven't thought about it much. So, if you have mostly A's, you walk the Druid path. If you have mostly B's, you are circling the grove. If you have mostly C's, time to plant the seeds. Thought that was a little cute and funny.
Hey. Hey.
So, are you guys on the Druid path?
Hey.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey.
literally. All right. So, what does Greer mean by the Druid path? How is it different from other spiritual paths? When you were reading, what did you get out of like, because it's at the very beginning that he talks about this. How do you perceive the Druid path, and how is that different?
It's about our relationship is what I took away from it, which is something I've always done without knowing, I've been on the Druid path. It's just like, it's about us and our experience and owning our relationships with nature and earth and, and talk the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah,
This basically is what I'm feeling.
I love that. How about for
Well,
you?
I mean, same, but also, like that the wisdom nature office is offers us is sacred and ancient,
It's
So it's about connecting to that ancient wisdom.
very much so.
I love how it's presented as not a religion, but a way of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's so true because I'm Jewish and I fully resonate. And I feel like there's a ton of overlap with Druidry for me, I feel like it can complement any religion or spiritual path.
Really can. Yeah.
It's really nice. And Um, because ritual is really important to the druid, but that's meaningful for like that particular person.
They don't have to dress up. They can dress up, so it's like whatever that is, and each Druid organization differs from colony to sector, but it's still back within the individual person at the end of the day.
Right. And so I'm actually part of an order.
Mm.
The OBOD, which was talked about
Yes.
in there. I actually found this physical book, okay, when I was, I don't even know where I got it exactly. It might have been, in Glastonbury. I can't remember. But I picked it up and I was like, I really want to like connect with this. I've heard people talking about Druidry before. I didn't quite understand. I'm like, what do I need to know? I'm like, I have total resonance with Merlin. I'm like to the extent my chat GBT is called Merlin. And it's like I really seek that magic, like that connection with the earth that's so deep that is only experienced through like acknowledging.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, when I read this book in the physical, I saw the OBOD and I looked it up immediately. I'm like, then I was like, how am I supposed to? And I was like, you know what? I'm making a commitment to myself. I think it was in June of not last year, but the year before. I'm doing this. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love, it's on my own time.
Yeah.
I'm making all of this up. Study's really important to the Druid, but it's because of the fact that we want to have more wisdom. We want to like really connect deeper. And sometimes that means more studying, sometimes that means less studying, that sometimes that means more ritual, you know? It's all different depending on what you're moving through.
Right.
But yeah. So how does Druidry connect the spiritual with the natural world? Do you feel this connection in your own life?
I was trying to scroll up and obviously I can't.
Oh,
But you're good. I don't really need to see it all. Um,
you can't see it all.
no, I said I don't really need to see it all right now. So I don't know why I was trying to scroll up.
Oh,
Um, I want to feel this connection more. Like I feel like right now I we do not get to enjoy nature. Um, I think it's partially because like of our routines currently, but it's also about where we live. I would much rather live like, Glastonbury, like we've talked about. Um, I want to live somewhere where I have way more access to nature and forests and to really being able to connect in because right now I don't feel like I'm able to, not in the way that I want to.
hmm.
Like that's why, I haven't, I started the path to Druidry like with the OBOD,
Hmm.
but I don't think the timing's right for me. I don't know the timing will be right until we are situated in Glastonbury. Um, so yeah, I think it's important. I feel like I think it's part of my soul essence, like I feel that. But I feel like right now it's kind of a struggle.
Hmm. You know, what's interesting is it kind of reminds me of the meditation we did today. Um, like being so I took us on a little journey earlier today in regards to setting up your own sacred space, right?
Mhm.
In relation to Scorpio, okay?
Right.
And it was just you and Source and whatever imagery came around.
Mhm.
That inner world, that was like the first step of Druidry, essentially. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like really what's important is connecting to that inner space. And then also finding, even if it's a very small space, something that's meaningful of like an altar of where you can connect to that like sacred space. And it's like, it's hard right now when things are moving, but always remembering you can go into this inner space. And I feel like somewhat today I was asserting boundaries, right?
Yes.
Like you don't know this yet, but hun, um, like I walk in here and some more USF stuff came up, right?
Okay.
And I needed to handle it like immediately. That's what it felt like, you know?
Right.
And so just so that there was that, but even though I needed to handle that, I had to put parameters around it with the person I was speaking to, saying, I teach classes, like that kind of thing. And I feel like that communication started to create some certain energies of taking back my power and being able to prepare properly for class. Even though it ran up to, and everything, I did a lot of work last night.
Right, but it worked, and you did it twice today, by the way, you had to do it.
I did,
When we had the visitor, you had to also put boundaries up then again.
yeah.
So it was the second time, so you were being worked on today, twice,
Yeah.
twice. I
Yeah.
witnessed both of them.
And
I'm glad
It was very good, it was very
because
nice, I mean, I seen
you
it
have
both
been
times.
needing that.
Yeah, yep,
it was very subtle too.
it
Like
was,
well, sort of like, in my inner world, it was very subtle of like, just honoring where I was in that moment.
it was smooth, it was subtle, it was, but it was declared boundaries received by both ends.
And it felt good.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more that I acknowledge this space, like I'm really glad we did that,
Mhm.
in class. It allowed for that moment to even occur and me to be very centered.
It was like you get it again. Okay, you passed the first test. Guess what? I'm gonna throw it at you again. I love it. It was amazing because he got it twice.
Yeah.
It was good.
Do you want to experience another little meditation?
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you want to experience a little meditation?
Sure.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
So go ahead and take a deep breath in and let it out. This time, connect with any of the energies that no longer serves you. Bring some light into them, some life, and let them out and return to source. What's yours is yours, and what is not yours, it's not for you to handle. Let's take another deep breath on that and let it all the way go. Now, allow yourself to start drifting out of your body, allowing for your higher self to come through and soar up towards the sky. As you're drifting, the scene is gonna begin to unfold a space that is comfortable, a space that's sacred to you. Notice what the imagery is. Are you near a beach, a crystal cave, a library of ancient scrolls? What does it feel like to you? What does it look like? And take a moment to explore. What do you see? What tools are in your awareness? Note what elements are present. Note what allows you to feel comfortable in this space. Now allow yourself to take a deep breath in on this beautiful acknowledgement of this space. Embody it. Know that this space is accessible at any moment in time in your physical reality and within you. This is the space that's sacred, that's filled with respect and love and joy. And know that you can come back here at any moment in time. And each time that you return to this place, you're filled deeper and deeper with its magic. And as you're in this space, go ahead and look up. Notice that even within this space, there's a grand architect of design, the vastness, the grand intelligence. You are always connected to. Breathe this energy in. And when things are trying or amiss, you can always access this energy. It is your wisdom within inside of you. Your space of sacred exploration of the soul. Allow yourself to give thanks to this space, to the grand architects of the universe, to yourself for choosing to come on this journey. Now, allow your higher self to begin to walk backwards in reverence of this sacred space. Allow for your higher self to come back into your body, more recharged, more pure and lighthearted and full of wisdom. Now, wiggling your hands and your feet, feeling yourself deeply connected to the earth and all of its wisdom. And bringing your hands into center at the heart and allowing yourself to come back into this now moment, fully recharged.
Good. Very
Should just
good.
do that for every class. It's
That was
legit.
amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. Yes, needed that.
How did you feel, hon?
Gonna be honest, my mind was overworking.
Monkey mind.
Monkey mind was heavily present. So, um, it was good. I got a few things, but my brain.
It's okay.
It was our second one today, so the first one was a little tough but being our second one today, it was easier to flow into.
That's true.
Yeah, but the first one was a little tough for me earlier.
Yeah.
And did I share what earlier what I kept seeing was Buddha?
Oh, well, that makes sense why you spoke about Buddha then.
Yeah, all I kept seeing was Buddha. About that Buddha picture I talked about.
Yeah.
It was coming clear through. Buddha was coming through like
That's
I'm like
epic.
yellow. I'm like, it's Buddha. Hey, hey. This one was very good though. The purple flame came through and I was a little kid on the prairie, like Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, that's funny.
I had the little hat on and everything, and I was running through the prairie and had cats and dogs, butterflies.
Is it at all like in regards to the visuals similar to this morning or no?
Because Buddha was
It
like,
was just there.
Buddha was like,
Okay, Buddha.
Buddha, I'm here. And I kept seeing like sacred geometry pictures with Buddha,
Okay.
which was this morning's one that I came through.
Okay.
Which was never anything, but it's him. It was him, coming through. Oh, Jesus in the front, Buddha in the back.
That's
But
funny.
as associated to, connecting to the earth and stuff, and this class and connecting with the plants and stuff, that all came through for me with this one, with the visuals, with the grass. And I've always, when I go to my favorite place, it's always a rolling meadow. That's innate to me. That's what I love.
I love that. For me, I got taken to like my sacred study. It was like
I felt your sacred study.
it was so funny because I was like, I have my the
scroll things or what?
Like it's like a ladder that goes around the entire room kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
A
there.
library like thing
Yeah.
that goes around like that. I've seen that in like a Harry Potter thing or something before.
Yeah. So like
My kids when they were, I don't know, there was some flash
it
there.
does feel very British. And also I had because like it's funny because like I'm like noticing what words are coming out of my mouth. Like I was like, oh, what elements are present? And I was like, ooh, there's a fire burning over there, like a sacred fireplace. And so it's just like it was warming the room,
Yeah.
and like that the connection to the elements were completely present.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I had the water, we had a stream,
Mm.
and the sun was the warmth where I got that. And then basically, so in the air, there was a breeze. So.
Yeah, I was in a like one of my places that I go sometimes is like a cottage in the forest that has like a garden, like think of like a Greenwich isolated cottage in the forest type of deal with lots of flowers and paths and water. Um,
Awesome.
I did think about, I find it interesting that a lot of my spaces that I go to are very much more earth and air, which is something that I do not have a lot of in my chart. So I need those elements, more
Yeah,
of those elements, I think.
I think
Good note.
I resonate with that. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, that's something as a part of your practice, we could start implementing more. I know I need it. I just need to remember to do it. That and specifically create the time for it.
Hmm.
And
That's the thing. Yeah.
well, here's the thing, it's like as simple as building it in, like how we just did today.
Right. Just
You
have
come,
it part of.
you come to class, you're getting this meditation.
Yeah, I
You know
like
what I
it.
mean?
I think it should be built in, so it works, it helps cleanse
Right.
everything, the space too, and gets you in. Like I said, the second one was easier to go in the flow.
So maybe you could be the meditation monitor while we're here. So, um, what role does myth and storytelling play in Druid practice, according to the book?
According to the book, I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, other than like the role of the bard.
well, there you go.
Yeah. So the role of the bard is about the storytelling aspect of things, usually through music or lyrics or poetry or that kind of thing. So it's about telling, yeah, it's about telling stories through that avenue.
So, are you familiar with the progression of the Druid path?
I mean, where it started and where I didn't.
Like so, by the way, I have talisman kits on these, by the way. So, you begin your initiation as a bard.
BARD.
Hmm.
Huh.
That's why there's the OBOD. It's the order of bard. And wait, what B?
Ovate.
Ovate and druid. All right. Oh, like bard, ovate, and druid.
Okay.
So a bard is we see bards all throughout time. William Shakespeare was a bard. He did these different plays and
Okay.
things like that. He lived is his expression out loud,
Oh, okay.
And to be able to he what I love about him is he takes, like what's going on in the British, area,
Area, yeah.
or you know what I mean, like because it's 16 some 15 16 whatever, I get dates messed up, but it's in that area, right? And what's going on with all the class systems and all of that kind of thing, and the kings and all of that, and he puts satire to it and humor and says, all right, let's shake this shift up. You know what I mean?
That's Uranus.
Pretty much, exactly. And so what a druid does is he's the sacred artist that brings these different problems and different things into the awareness for a higher frequency.
Okay.
And using the elements as part of that process.
That's pretty powerful.
That's really freaking powerful.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have to send this to you, but one time I went to, there was this place that was called Enchanted Earth. It was down in Dunedin, and at one point in time ended up in that one building that was um off of Florida. Its last resting place was there.
Okay.
And when it was in Dunedin, I ended up going to this really interesting uh like night where they did like a concert and things like that. And there was this bard, and she was awesome. She was the sacred storyteller.
Mm.
And I have her album on my phone. Um, and she'll talk about dragon tales and different things, and but it's her experiences that she puts into the song with a flair of magic. And that's her way of being able to do that.
Right.
And so when I was going through the bard training, um, it like on that journey, there was something that ignited within me. It's the inspiration, it's the passion, it's that Leo energy,
Mhm.
it's that Sag energy, it's that Aries energy that you you want to do something with it. So the project that I set out for myself, I'm giving myself the stuff. There's no one that told me that I need to go do a project.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was internally
Within you. Yeah.
that as a bard, I'm gonna do a project. And it was doing the talisman kits and the runes.
Oh, wow.
That's what came out of that.
Okay.
Remember when I said that there was that pause in cancer season?
Yes.
It was right before that I initiated
Oh, okay.
the bard journey.
Yeah.
So I could tell you exactly it was correlated to that. And I needed that time with myself.
That hermit time.
And
Yeah.
and note, like it could come out as a song, it could come out as art, it could come out as something like this, crafty.
Yeah.
It's whatever that creative energy you're
Right.
connecting. And then it moves into a more developed, wiser part of the tradition, which is the ovate, which is the healer.
How do you spell that one?
Ovate.
It is just like it sounds. Okay.
Yeah. And so, I encourage you, like, if you want to get more connected, like, get a talisman kit because the energy is specifically in there because of that project.
Very cool.
But the ovate specifically is the healer. So it's the one who is developing their skills and wants to help the other in a more hands-on, energetic way, working with plants and medicine. Like it's all of that. It's
Help me,
putting
help
it,
you, help us.
it's putting all of the elements together in another way. From more of an earthy perspective rather than a fiery, perspective. And being able to have that flow through. And then the druid, which is pretty much like the expert, essentially. And it's the wise grandfather energy. And it's already been through the bard. It's already been through the ovate. You don't pick one.
Right.
It's a development.
It's a progression.
And so it doesn't mean you have to become a druid. And it also doesn't mean, like you can't take as much time as you want. Now, traditionally, it took 10 years to go through Bard, then Ovate, 10 years, then training as a druid, and it's like, wow, like that's a lot, but it's thorough. And I feel like I really resonate with the druid because it's more hands-on and mentor mentee kind of, apprentice relationship. And that's what I really, really, really seek and really harness that energy. I had that energy with Orasoma, right?
Mhm.
And I want to bring that energy into what I teach.
Right.
And I hope that you know, that continues down the line. It's like Reiki in a way. You know what I mean? Because there's the tradition
I
of like
gotcha.
once removed that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I gotcha. Yep,
yeah.
I'm feeling it, yeah.
So, where we at? Okay. So, what stood out to you about the three realms, land, sea, and sky? How do they show up in your awareness?
I'm not sure I got that far,
That's okay.
but I seen all of them kind of in when we did our meditation. I had a stream, I didn't have a sea, but
Right.
you know, but when we did the meditation, I did have the land, the sky, the air, and the stream.
And then, um, you know, like we can explore that more as, you know, we connect deeper into the teachings of Druidry. Um, so how do Druids understand the concept of wisdom and how is it cultivated? Any?
Experience and practice, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's what
Exactly what I was going to say verbatim.
experience. Yeah.
Like, it's not watching the movie,
Right,
it's experiencing and embodying.
bodying's good, okay.
It's like the Virgo energy we talked about today.
Right, and embodiment, yep. The rituals, the practice, the continuous repetition is the word I was looking for.
And you know, as you finish the book and things like that, you'll notice like there's a lot of alone time connected to Druidry. But there's also room for experiencing it with friends. And I don't know if you got this far, but having a grove, did you get to a part where it talked about the grove?
Nine. My German's coming in. Where the
My-
heck that come
That's
from?
funny.
9. No, German's coming in somewhere.
That's funny. So, like where was I saying? Shoot.
About the grove. Did we
Oh,
have the
grove, thank you.
Yeah.
So trees are sacred in Druidry because they're ancient teachers and they're revered. And one of the things that we do as Druids, and I can't wait to do this, like I would really like to set some time to do this project, to be honest with you, is planting a grove. And what you do is you kind of do it in a circular manner
Okay.
and you plant trees. You can legit plant trees. And there are organizations that you can go and connect with through the OBOD, or there's other orders as well. And you can ask, can you put me into contact of how maybe I can, like, because it costs money to buy seeds and all those different things like trees or whatever. And if you need help, like in regards to the resources, because this is a big project. And what's funny, this is the overlap. In Judaism, trees are also very sacred, and we often plant trees in Israel. And I found out there is a Druid grove in Israel.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? So I'm using this information to also draw a parallel because the people that when you start a grove, they're the people.
Okay. Okay.
And it's saying, yeah, hey, I want to druid with you.
Okay. Your druidness.
You know, and one thing that I love that it's also called druidry, not druism, you know,
Like other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. Read. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
you. I've got a inner vote because of the golden Buddha. I got it. I have a tree that's behind my house. It's a golden Buddha rain tree.
That's funny. Maybe.
that I don't know where it came from, but it started growing up and now it's a beautiful tree that actually protects the whole back of my trailer,
Mm.
my mobile home. Is that amazing or what?
How often you get to go connect with that tree?
I connect with it at least once a week.
You're so a druid.
I
Oh,
I hug my palm trees every night and I named them, right? Palmer and Palmette.
What were you gonna say, honey?
nothing. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh,
I've never even seen a golden Buddha tree, but it's ironic that that's the day after or the day before. She's like, she gave me the Buddha. She's like, your golden Buddha rain tree is gorgeous over there. And I'm like, I guess he was trying to get across the street to come over to my house because it was it's very interesting, right?
yeah.
And I don't know, it's just, I'm sorry to go off, but we're talking
Okay.
about trees. Plus, I know Earth Day, we'd plant trees right around
Mhm.
here, the different conservatories and stuff will go ahead and do plant trees on Earth Day around here.
Yeah.
The one off of Tarpon Road is really good about it,
Oh, wow.
doing that kind of stuff and giving trees, and the zoo does stuff like that too.
That's
on
awesome.
On Earth Day, which is nice.
And and that's the thing is like, with like doing a grove, like you can connect with these larger entities
I
and
love it.
if they know what the intention is,
Mhm.
you can create a larger ceremony and have more people involved and they can see what druidry looks
I love
like,
it.
and how it's helping the planet.
I didn't even know about Druidry before, so it's amazing.
And you were resistant.
I was, well, here's even what's weirder is I don't know, the dude sounds totally different this time when I'm listening to him.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't know if I put a block that it just now, but now it doesn't sound like that. It's lighter, it's airier.
I
Still
love
have to
it.
go through it, but the first time I swear I'm like, what is this? It's weird, yeah.
That's interesting.
But now it's lighter, so I guess, I don't know, I'm just not asking, not looking for the
It's
answer.
the layers, I think. Layers of the soul. Like,
I guess so, because now it's just open. I'm like, okay.
well, I feel like, and this is just an interpretation, right? Your Aries is always like, hey, hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey.
yeah, right.
Your Taurus was like, hey, I want some too. Hey, let's slow down.
Slow down a little bit. Slow down.
And then your Aries is like, huh? What?
I'm like, look at I even slow danced with the conductor, so I never slow dance. You're right, though. That's good. I like it.
So, what is the significance of cycles and seasons in Druidry? How do you currently plan to align with them?
I'm excited about Beltane. I didn't know what it meant before, honestly. But when there's the one little metaphysical store that was up by Waffle House up there.
Merry meet.
Yeah, Mary, we met probably there before,
Yeah, we
right?
probably did.
Anyways, he would always talk about the Beltane and stuff. And
He was very connected with Druidry stuff.
yeah, very much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I heard about it the first time, and then tried to put some formulation to it at that point.
So we're planting seeds right now on Beltane in regards to our solar magic calendar class.
Okay.
Our solar calendar magic class. Whatever. I don't know.
That class.
That class.
The solar class. Yeah.
And because that's gonna illuminate like one thing that's really cool about working with these different holidays is just for a moment, and I'm kind of prefacing what I'll probably say in the class, lightly, is we have a Gregorian calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It's made up by the Romans.
There's supposed to be like 13 months or something. I don't know.
It's it's weird. No, I'm not gonna say weird because weird is this. Weird is this. WYRD means magic.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like wired, but it's weird.
Okay.
It's a Welsh word.
Okay.
Right? But
I like
It's
Welsh corgis. Go ahead. Sorry, I had to go there.
but so a lot of things are lost in translation in regards to the embodiment of the energies. Now, note the system that a lot of people are paying attention to is like astrology, right?
Yeah.
So Western astrology, for specifics, plays with the content that has to do with these holidays. Why? Because they were the festivals of knowing when to plant your seeds according to the sun.
Farmer's Almanac.
Yes. So the reason why like these holidays are so important is because they actually meant something. It wasn't, now I know I'm not saying that the other ones don't mean something, but what I'm gonna say is like Father's Day. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's great. Or Thanksgiving. They're not energetically connected to what's going on in the year, necessarily. Now I will, like you can find meaning, but they weren't intentionally necessarily done that way.
Their Hallmark calendar days.
Exactly. It's different.
Yes.
It's different.
It is. Yep.
And when you want to bring up Easter, well, technically Easter meant Passover, like when you look at the Greek.
Right, yep.
And Passover, when we look at it, there's many layers to that, right? But then you also have the other side of things of more pagan, which was Ostara. So it really links back to these other calendars.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's quite amazing. And so when we start to look at what are the solar calendar dates that we can
Okay.
be aware of,
Okay.
then we can start merging our energies and realizing, wow, well, this was placed during, Taurus season. Then maybe I should pay attention of what those themes are and what this actually means. It's, oh, honey. She went,
Sorry. The lady who's coming to look at the table is going to be here in like 5 minutes. So
okay. So essentially, you know, Druidry is all about, taking responsibility for our planet and for experiencing our learning, right? Experiential
Okay.
learning. And in cultivating a relationship with our earth and the people around us in a very meaningful way.
Okay.
But if you have any more questions in regards to OBOD or anything
This is
connected
great.
to Druidry, and if you'd like to connect and have a grove,
I'd like to have
Bam.
a grove. Yeah.
all
We're here. Thanks.
right. Love you, honey.
Bye.
bye.